right. Well, good evening. Good evening. Good evening. So I hope we got some folks in. I just want to say hello, hello, hello to everybody. Look, we're streaming to Facebook, my Facebook page, So Much Talent page, and we're also streaming to YouTube. So I want to thank all of the Facebook viewers and all of the YouTube viewers for hanging out with us tonight. Tonight we've got the very, very, very busy like me,
I know,
Nikki,
right? I thought you was busy.
Nikki Griffin. I know. I don't know. We might have to start putting them side by
I
side
know.
to see. But it's all good. It's for a good cause, right?
It sure is. It
It's
sure
for
is
a good
called
cause.
mortgage.
Listen, yes, get it
That's what
done.
it's called.
Get it done. But
Hey,
listen,
y'all.
before we go any further, I just want to take this time because I don't know, my mom might be watching tonight. And
Okay.
so today is her birthday. And she turned 81 today. And
Yay.
does not look 81 at all. She looked like she's 61.
Wow. Happy
So
birthday, Mom.
yeah, so happy
That's
birthday to Mama Elaine Jones. That's my
Yay.
sugar. That's
Okay.
that's my first sugar.
Yeah. My mom is 80 this year.
Is she really?
Yeah.
Look,
And
80 today don't look like it used
it
to
sure
look.
don't. It sure don't.
Mm-mm.
I mean, it's like I look at her, I'm like, you're gonna be 80.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh
So
my
praise
goodness.
God.
Look, I'm just trying to stay like them. That's all.
Like, how 60 look, y'all?
Listen, I was sitting here looking. I'm like, when I tell my husband I'm pushing 60, he's like, you got a few years. I say I'm closer to 60 than I'm to 50, you know,
Yeah, yeah. I'm
but
62
it's a
this year, so
62.
62
Really?
in June.
What? See, look, I'm
Yeah.
just saying, just saying.
So yeah, I
Uh,
look praise him for all the numbers.
listen, Angel says 60 is sexy.
Oh,
Okay, I'll take it.
okay. Angel.
Hello, ladies. Hello, Tanya. Hello, Angel. Hello, she gonna keep me? Deneen. Deneen. Hello, hello, hello. Have to remember everybody. But
I know.
listen, I'm not gonna try to take a whole lot of your time, Nikki, because I know you just getting in like I am.
It's
And we
fine.
just
This
we
is
gotta
what
get it in where we can get
January
in.
is my play time, my playground. So it's fun.
See, I feel the same way about So Much Talent. I try to tell my husband that it's my wind down time,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's all pleasure.
Yeah,
It's all pleasure.
the sewing community, Angel, you was in the session last night. You know, a friend of mine came in and we was doing measurements, and she said, "Look at all these lovely women and everything." I said, "Yeah, honey, this is the sewing community. We like to have fun.
Uh-huh.
Don't play."
Listen, don't play. Don't play. Look, like Carm said, don't play with Carm. Look, don't play
Yes,
with the sewing community.
right. Don't play with the sewing community. We will come together and
Listen.
have I mean we do it all. We have fun, we cry, we play, we support each
Yeah.
other. So I
Yeah.
thank you for inviting me on to talk about what I'm
Well,
doing.
I'm so glad you accepted. Like I said, I didn't when was writing out your show card, I'm like, I knew about sewing my style. Then I said she do Atlanta sewing style. Wait, she do January, she do bra talk. Wait.
Yeah.
And the list was going on. I was like, oh my goodness, she's just as busy as I am.
I try to keep it all in just building a brand.
Hmm.
That's how I look at it. I
Right.
try not to keep them so separate where, if you got all these spinning plates, you got to keep spinning them, right? Those
Right.
plates on the stick and they just spinning and
Yeah.
you got to do that. So I just try to keep it all in a brand family.
Right.
Everyone knows
Right.
I make bras, but that's not all I do.
Right.
Uh, January is it was a surprise starting last year, and
Mhm.
it's just taken off, and it's just mad fun. And everything that I do, even when I started Atlanta Sewing Style is just the community of sewers and designers and crafters and all of that in the
Right.
metro area.
Right.
Okay. I mean, you've been to some of our events.
Mhm.
That's all it is. Okay. And I share that I just came up with it. That's all I did.
It was
and I
just an
shared this.
idea, right?
Yeah, it was just the idea. Let's call ourselves something. That's all. It is an
Right.
idea.
Right.
That's all it is.
But that's
But
how stuff start though.
mhm,
You just run with it. I find
yeah,
that's what makes the difference between those who are doing things and those I was gonna say we lost you there for a second. But you run with the idea. Some it might take off, some it might not, but you won't ever know unless you do it, right? And so can we hear it? I think we lost your sound. Can you ladies hear Nikki? All right, let's see here. You're good. Let's see. Hang on, y'all. We got to get some stuff straight here. All right, so you're all good on my end, Nikki. I think it might be on your end. All right, so they say they can't hear you. I don't know if you can go out and come back in. All right, but while she's doing that, y'all, I'm going to continue to work on my end. But while she's doing that, while she's trying to figure that out, let me just say who she is because we can properly introduce her. But for those of you that don't know who she is, this is Nikki Griffin with Sewing My Style. Many of you know her on Instagram, Facebook, and a lot of you know her from Bra Talk and Atlanta Sewing Style. Nikki does a lot, but she get it all done. But we're here to talk about the January workshop that's going on right now. So I wonder if I could oh wait a minute, you were doing something then. See if you can unmute. All right. Can you all hear me? All right, so y'all all right, y'all pardon us while we get through this technical difficulty here. All right, so let me just see here. The settings, checking audio. All right, it looks good on this end. So I'm thinking, let's see, if you got the link, you can come back in. All right, so I'm gonna exit you out and then try to come back in. All right. All right, y'all. Can y'all still hear me? I'm gonna let Nikki come on back in. Sorry about that, y'all. Y'all know how it is. It's live, and we've gone through all the testing and everything. Everything was fine. All right. We'll wait for her to come back in, y'all. Devil is a lie. We gonna get this in tonight, right? So I'm excited about being able to talk with Nikki about the January challenge that she's going. And at the same time, we're in the middle of the So Much Talent Stashbusting Fast. And we got here to interview with Nikki because this week we're doing the jeans and things or denim and pants challenge. And so I thought it was a great time for Nikki to come in and talk with us about everything that she's doing with the January challenge, the January workshop, which actually started last night. So, how many of you are participating in the January workshop with Nikki? Hey, Kim, how art thou? So, if you're participating in that, let me know. You are Angel? Yeah, how was it last night? Yeah, because Nikki gives an awesome workshop. And let me just say this also, when I tell you Nikki is about as busy as I am, um, she is hosting a Bra Talk workshop or retreat actually sometime this year. So I'm not exactly sure the dates, but hopefully once she comes back on. All right, so here we go. Yeah, she does get some awesome techniques, and hopefully she'll be in to share some techniques with us now. There
okay.
she is. Yay!
So yeah, technology starts technology and
Listen, it's doing what it's doing, and we're
it
gonna keep doing what
doesn't.
we
Yeah,
do.
you're so right. So thank you.
It,
Okay. So
it's live, and we're gonna make it work.
yeah,
But
we sure
that's the beauty about our community. We have an understanding community. We understand it's live, and so the show must go on,
it should.
right?
It sure must. So thank you again. All right.
Oh,
Where
thank you
were
for
we?
coming back. All right, so here we go. Here's Nikki Griffin with Sewing My Style. And I'm gonna let you talk about the different things that you're in, and then we'll get into your January workshop. And that actually started last night, and I was supposed to be in it,
You
and
hold the beat.
I was so, but I'm thankful because I do get to get the replay. But I was here trying to figure my stuff out last night, and at the end of the day, I was like, "Oh, the workshop started last
I
night."
do the same thing. Really, that's why even with that, some people don't show up. It's fine. You're gonna have the replay, and some people, okay, I can't do. They'll be there Wednesday. We've got Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. That's the same
Okay,
thing we did last year. January is all month of January. We launched
okay.
in November, where we just started selling the kits. Okay.
Which
Yeah, you got yours. Yeah. And I want to get them out before Christmas really takes over because we don't spend money on ourselves during Christmas.
hmm hmm
We don't start spending money again until middle of January, maybe.
Right, right.
Um, and it's just all about making jeans and it's all about denim. You don't have to make jeans. You can make a skirt. You can make a shirt, a denim shirt.
Okay.
The idea is twofold: learning about denim and
hmm
learning how to make pants.
Okay.
It's January and including the workshop is all about learning how to make pants for yourself. It's
Mm.
one of those things that I consider on our chicken list. As sewists, we make all these things. We got patterns, we got this, we make bags, we got all this stuff. But there's some
hmm
things, if everybody thinks about it, there's some things on your chicken list. And jeans is one of those things.
Now,
Coats
why do
is
you call
another.
it a chicken list? Tell
Because
me.
I got that. My career is sales. I was in sales for 30 years, and we would have clients on our chicken list. Like, why haven't you called now? I don't know.
So, is the chicken list like you too chicken to call or too
You're
chicken to
too chicken.
do?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay, got it.
Called your chicken.
That's
And
funny.
jeans, coats, techniques are on our chicken
hmm
list. The flat
hmm
front zipper, even as far as I don't want to deal with zippers, I just do buttons, or vice versa.
Right,
So
right, right.
bras is definitely at the top of your chicken list.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I,
bras is
I
up there.
did I ever finish my first bra?
Yes, you did.
Did I?
Yeah, you
Okay.
did finish it. I have a picture to prove it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
you did finish it.
it's time for another one because
You
yeah,
sound like Cecily. Cecily made a bra once every year in my retreat in Maryland.
oh my goodness.
She
Yeah,
comes.
we kind of touched on your retreat, so I'm gonna let you talk about that too
Okay.
a little bit later.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's time, and I thank you for my bra kit. You actually gifted me a bra kit during our soul retreat back in July,
Mhm.
so
Yeah.
I still have it. It's
Yeah.
a treasure piece.
I know. Bra kits will sit. They will sit, and one day you pick them up. The thing
Right.
is, I sell the muslin bra kits, the kits with just fabric
Uh-huh.
that's appropriate for making a bra, enough that you can try twice. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and I just sell the fabrics come in just black and just white because you want to see contrast of what you're sewing and everything. It also comes with water soluble thread, so you can make mistakes. So you put the water
Okay.
soluble thread in your bobbin, and if you need to start all over or take the cup off and make an adjustment and put it back on, you can just use the water soluble thread and just rub your finger, rub a little water across it, and
Wow.
the stitch comes right out because the thread dissolves.
See, I've just learned a whole lot just in the last 5 minutes. Okay. So no, seriously. Okay, so let me go back to January,
Yeah.
and then we'll move back into the bras. But
Hmm.
January, I didn't realize that you started off in November. I know you started
Yeah.
talking about it, but you actually started it in November,
Yeah.
and then
The sales
right.
and registration for the workshop started in November. They start
Okay.
November 30th. We do a big kickoff. We go live on Instagram and TikTok and just introduce everybody to January. Meanwhile, I've been promoting and promoting.
Right.
And, I answer questions like we're doing now. And then in January, it's we do the workshop. Okay.
Gotcha.
And the workshop is for people who want that hands-on learning.
Mhm.
The workshop is 3 days. It's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And
Mhm.
things don't really stop when it's the workshop and you're done. Okay. There's a lot of follow-up. There's a date that we're going to have in February called So and Tell.
Right.
And we're going to do that. The thing is, we want people to immerse themselves into making jeans. There's so many patterns that we have listed on the sites that you can attempt to make. There's patterns for different sizes. There's patterns for different styles. There's patterns for different fabrics, stretch fabric and stable fabric.
Right.
But like I said in the workshop, it doesn't matter which pattern you make to
Right.
participate because jeans is jeans in that
Right.
respect. Okay.
Right.
I focus a lot on helping people understand how to take their measurements and
Mhm.
make adjustments for pants because it's tough. We've got all these different body types and sizes and shapes and everything. And
Mhm.
we know commercial patterns don't, design patterns to make sure you get everybody. Okay. They
Mm-mm.
design patterns from their standard blocks and they've got those
Right.
size charts. Okay. I'm going to teach you how to use those patterns
Mhm.
so that you won't be afraid to, like, oh, I'm not going to make pants. I can't never make them fit. Yeah, you
Right.
can. Yeah, go on and
Right.
do that. And
Right.
we've had people in these classes, even in my regular jeans weekend that I've been teaching since 2020. Um, the idea is it's less about the actual jeans. It's most about getting pants that fit and
Exactly.
understanding how that pattern, those lines on the pattern, how they relate to your body measurements.
Right. And that's a hot topic because I last night I was here and I went live. I tell you, went live
Mhm.
inside Facebook group. So while I was supposed to be in the workshop, I was here trying to figure out my situation.
Yeah.
Like I thought I was gonna work with one pair of pants, jean pants, realized my size was way off. But
Hmm.
then I went into describing, showing how I turned it into a session showing how I take my measurements and how I use them to shape,
Yeah.
to get the fit. And so
Yeah.
it is a hot topic because a lot of people are still trying to figure out how to get the crotch adjusted, how to
Yeah.
get the rise, and how to,
Hmm.
get all of the kinks out of it. So it's well worth, I believe, every penny to try to get that, get the techniques down. It
Hmm.
might not be perfect at first, but at least you get an understanding of why you have to scoop out the seed, why
Yeah.
you have to slash and spread, or
Hmm.
all these
Or
different things
slash and
to make it,
overlap.
or
Yeah.
slash and overlap.
Hmm.
Yeah, because you got some people might not have nothing back there.
Right.
You know, they
I
might
don't
have a
have
whole
anything on
lot
the
back there,
sides. That's another thing. I
or
can
nothing.
I can do okay with the butt. I have nothing on the sides. So I put a pair of
Right,
pants on and I know. I don't do it before, but I know every time I put them on, I've got all this fabric on the side
right,
that don't make no sense. So I have to come down straight. I don't have, hips this.
right,
So
right.
it's always for me. I'm always say I'm shaped like a square, and I have to calm down to make me
Mhm.
look like I got a curve.
Right. Now, see, now talk about that because see, I was sharing this last night, and I did say, you were going to be dropping a lot of nuggets tonight, some tips on some things, but a lot of people we try to get into something tight because we feel like if we can get it tight, it's going to help mold all the extra little
Hmm.
tissue.
Hmm.
But it's hard to express that when you are creating or drafting out your pattern, if you get the fit right, that's what's going to make you look your
Yeah,
best. you
Exactly.
know, not trying to make it tight and
Mm-hmm.
fit tight. Because that's just I used the term last night. Lord have mercy, they probably laughed at me, but I say if you do that, make it too tight, you're gonna look like a busted can of biscuits.
Yeah.
Stuff
Because the
spilling
thing
out
is
everywhere, you know. But
knowing
if you make it right,
where to make those adjustments and everything.
right,
So, last night we were talking, and last night's workshop was all about measurements. It was all about
hmm
taking the measurements and where those measurements are on that piece of paper.
hmm
Okay. And you've seen me do this. I did it at our retreat last year.
right,
Where are those measurements on this piece of paper? So you'll know, like, if I want it to be a little snug in that half hip area, where's that area?
right,
Okay. So that's what
right,
happens if you try to make it tight. If you're not familiar with where those areas are on the paper in relation
right,
to what you want your body to look like, you can overshoot it every time, right? And
right,
then it looks strange. You're like,
right,
because I remember when I first started sewing in high school, I was like, well, what? I didn't know, I knew nothing technical. I was just
right.
doing, just doing.
Well,
And
they
that
just
was,
tell you in school, they just tell you to cut and sew. You know, here's a pants
yeah,
pattern.
yeah.
What's your size? Cut your size out, sew it up, and then you wonder why, you look like a block or you look,
Yeah,
there's nothing to it.
exactly.
But learning how, like you said, learning where your parts are on the
Hmm.
pattern,
Hmm.
learning how you need to curve it out to or curve it in to make it fit for you. Like last
Exactly.
night, talk about this part, and I know this is
Okay.
part of your workshop, so you just, share what you want to share.
It's fine.
But I was trying to explain how, like, when you're doing a crotch adjustment, you have some that have full hips. You got a
Mm,
lot of, baby got a lot of back.
yeah,
Then you
yeah.
have some that's flat, like flat jack.
Hmm.
But in that little curve in the crotch, it's important that you have room for your butt to sit and
Yeah.
move in. If you don't have it, like most commercial patterns are cut with not much hips, not much tissue back there.
Hmm.
So it's kind of cut at a slope. But for those of us that have a lot of, it's got hips back there, we got to
Hmm.
kind of curve it out. And it can look real strange.
It will look really strange. We
Yeah,
have
when
to.
it's all said and done, it looks crazy, but it fits.
Mhm. Yeah, it does. We have to give the butt enough fabric. Okay. So here's your pant. Here's the butt right here. And it's like this. When you put the pant on, the butt is going to take the fabric it needs over
Mhm.
the front. The front's just there, right? The
Right.
butt is going to do this with the fabric. And if you don't
Mhm.
have enough, the butt is going to take the amount of fabric you have. That's why it's not going to go all the way to the top. It's going to be right there, and you got to put a belt on, and you got that belt real tight. And y'all know
Right.
what I'm talking about.
Right.
I mean,
Well, I
we
tell them
laugh,
this is
but
why you
it's
end up getting either one, camel toe,
yeah,
or you get butt crack
hmm, yeah.
because your butt is going to pull the fabric down.
Mhm. And we always doing like this. We always pulling the pan up because it's the butt is a force. So if the pant is too small, it may
Right.
not look too small. You may not have purchased that pant that was too small if you're purchasing in the store. You may not think it was too small if you made a trouser and you put it on because you're thinking, okay, this is how my pants fit anyway, if you're in the beginning stages of learning this
Right.
technique.
Right.
So giving the butt the amount of fabric it needs, meaning raising the crotch so you can have more fabric,
Mhm.
okay,
Mhm.
to go up. And then the waist stays the same on a commercial pattern. You're going to
Right.
raise the crotch, but the waist stays the same. And it's just going to do that. Okay. So you want your
Mhm.
fabric to go up. And then based on your seam and everything, just make sure it sits right there at your waist.
Right.
Sometimes we talked about this also. When that line, it goes straight up, that pattern line, because that's how a trouser pattern was originally drafted. It doesn't
Right.
go like this in the shape of a butt. That line is straight,
Right.
but it gives you the amount of fabric. So shaping comes with the yoke
Mhm.
and the waistband.
Right.
And those are the things, if you have to make the adjustments more than 2 inches, you've got to keep you've got to be able to make sure that the yoke does what it's supposed to do, and the waistband is just supposed to sit there.
Right. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And once you get it, it's a lot of fun. I'll never forget the first time that I ever, because I had to make adjustments and I pretty much know what adjustments I need to make.
Yeah.
I know how it's going to fit. I pretty much know my crotch length,
Yeah.
my front. And this is the other thing too. I've seen this and I've seen professionals do this, which I have to kind of disagree. And I just want to know your thought on it.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen it taught where they'll teach to take the whole total measurement of the
Mm-hmm.
crotch
Mm-hmm.
length
Yeah.
and apply it, and that's it.
Right.
Well, my thought process, well, I've seen it, is that you can't do that because we're not all the same in
Exactly.
one length. Like you might have more in the stomach area and you might
Mhm.
need more crotch length there, and you might not have butt. And so
Right.
you don't need as much there. But if you take that whole total crotch length, something's still not going to
Yeah.
mess up
What's to
right.
say? What number is to say which goes where?
Right.
Or so I agree with you. Answer your question. I'm of that school. I I don't use that measurement
Mm-hmm.
because and I know they got the tape measures with the you put the middle together and all of that. Okay, that's good. If you want that measurement and
Mm-hmm.
there's a reason why you're going to use it at some point, good. It's a measurement. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I think those are two separate areas. They're two separate pieces of patterns.
Is there you go. There you
So
go.
you
And
need those to be
that's
separate.
well said. Yeah, I never thought about it like that, but yes, it is two separate patterns because you're gonna deal with them separately.
You sure are.
You gotta treat them differently. So I
Mhm.
mean, that's why we end up with the frown lines
Yeah.
and the smiles and the
Hmm.
crinkles and the wrinkles because the measurements are not appropriated in the right areas.
Exactly. Exactly.
So and this is the other thing I always tell people: don't worry about the numbers. Don't
Right.
worry about the
Just
size. You get a good fit, the throw them numbers out. I mean, you could change the
hmm
numbers to what you want it to be. If
hmm
you want to be a size 0, hit
it's no
right
longer
0
a
in that
number.
ticket.
It's no
Right.
longer a number. It's your size now.
It's a fit,
Yeah.
right?
It's your fit. It's no
Mhm.
longer a number. And when you get a good fitting trouser, you will know how to make pants from then on, especially like a top. I remember when I first started making, when I first learned about pattern drafting, I made my own sloper and everything. I realized I didn't know my shoulders were very small, so I had seams down here
Mhm.
on commercial patterns.
Mhm.
And then when I started noticing that when it really bothered me, like a blouse or something like that, I would see it. I would try to adjust it, but then I was making the adjustment incorrectly.
Mhm.
So then it looked really strange. It was going through all those iterations of learning
Right. And
because I wasn't
I'm
taking any
glad you
classes
said that.
anywhere.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. You go through stages of learning because I think that when somebody takes a class the first time, maybe even the second time,
Yeah,
they feel like if I didn't get it, I'm not going to get it.
yeah, yeah.
But I encourage people keep taking it, keep doing it until you
Keep
get
doing
it
it.
because
Yeah.
we know the old adage, practice make perfect.
Hmm.
And some people get it right off, and
Practice
that
makes you
can be
better at it.
determined.
Practice makes you
I
better.
like that. I like that. I love that. Yeah, practice makes you better at it. I love
Yeah,
that.
better and
But I
better.
encourage you keep doing it, and
Just
keep
keep
doing
going.
it until you get better at it.
Keep
Because I tell
going.
people I'm still, I still have to tweak some things, and
Hmm.
don't mean I get every pair of pants right,
Right.
but it's better.
Yeah,
It's
it's so
better.
much better. I remember my first pair of jeans. The other 10 pair that I've made are so much better. There's some things like I just made, it's like whenever we approach a new pattern,
Mhm.
and because if we were going to stay with the same exact pattern all the time, yeah, we'd be perfect at that one pattern.
Right. Right.
But we see a new pattern. The designers are coming out with all these new patterns. So every time you approach a new pattern, I'm going to
Mhm.
make this. Ain't it cute? Your learning starts all over again
Right.
for that project.
Right.
So I like to think that if I can plant some fundamental rules and processes and, ways of doing things in, I call them my friends, in their toolbox. They can approach patterns with the idea of success just a little closer, like
Right.
when they
Right.
look at it, like, your shoulders are small. So measure that shoulder first.
Right.
Measure that
Right.
shoulder first before you start cutting. Let's see if it
Right.
makes sense for you. You know that your waist is a certain distance from the neck. Measure
Mm-hmm.
that pattern piece and see, is this a good fit for me? You
Right.
know, Measure those
Right.
crotch lines on the pattern before you cut to see which size is going to be closest to your finished garment crotch size.
Right. Now, I do something. I'm sure you probably seen me do it. I'm sure you probably do it yourself. But I take my measurements with every pattern that I
Yeah,
sew.
yeah.
And the reason being is just like different brands, like Michael Kors is different from Liz
Mhm,
Claiborne,
mhm.
and the next designer. So
Right.
their cuts are different, you know, and
Yeah.
so we can't expect that a straight pair of pants is gonna fit the same as the next straight pair of pants.
Right.
Levi's don't fit the same as Lee's or
Guess.
Glory
Gap.
Vanderbilt's or all these
Mhm.
others. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
So because a lot of them definitely not made for our hips,
Mhm. Well, just
So
like the patterns, like this pattern right here, it doesn't fit the
mhm,
same as this pattern. And
right,
the instructions with the body measurements are different. They
right,
have, and we talk about that. What's the best pattern for you? If we're all making the same thing, you may want to consider going to another pattern, because
right,
that pattern doesn't give you flexibility of sizing and all of that. So
right.
let's try this pattern. There's something for everybody. There really
It
is.
is. Now
Hmm.
hold that pattern up because that's the pattern that I started working with, the Mimi G pattern.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This-
So
yeah,
let me tell you why.
it's
I
very
had that pattern in my stash
okay.
and I just knew I was gonna work with it because what I love about that pattern, which I haven't noticed, it's been in my stash probably for over a year. And looking at it last night, I noticed that it has three fit
Yeah.
options. It has the regular fit or the average fit.
Mhm.
It has the slim fit and the curvy fit. Um,
I think you did them in order. Yeah.
did I do it in
Slim
order?
fit. I think this is the curvy.
Uh-huh.
This
Well,
is
the
the slim,
curvy is
and this is the
unless
regular.
see yours look a little different than mine.
Yeah,
Um,
she's re-released this pattern several times.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. But I like it because of that. But that goes to show you how the fit can be different. So
Yeah.
I generally would take my measurements every time I'm working with a new pattern. And so
Mhm.
I've created myself a little worksheet like this. And they saw me do this last night where I take my measurements, the pattern measurements, the difference. And then right here I do a plus and minus so I know where I need to add,
Yeah.
subtract. I even do like the crotch front, the crotch back, and
Yeah.
then my pants length. So
Mhm.
this is my little worksheet that I do when I'm working with something.
Right.
So that because I already know what my measurements are, I already know how stuff is going to
Mhm.
behave on me. I know my length of my back, and
Right, right.
so like you said, I just attack those areas first, and
Mhm.
that's why I'm sure you agree with me that wherever you can, go ahead and make a muslin.
Yeah. Well, we
Start off
have to make
making
a
a
muslin
muslin.
on jeans making.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I'm cheating this time
I
around.
know. I know.
So-
We got the cheaters out there, but I insist, because especially if it's your first time.
right.
So
Right.
give yourself that, because you're going to learn so much when you put that muslin on. You're going to learn
Right.
so, because
Right.
you
And
would
it's
have
not to
done
be
your job.
discouraging.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
It can be a really, really good feeling. The first time I made a sloper,
Hmm.
I didn't know what it's going to come out. And I raised myself to think, I I hate math. I can't add 2 plus 2. I had a boss tell somebody he was doing a reference for me. He said, "She's great. She's gonna bring you a lot of money. Just make sure she go out with a calculator." He actually said that to a
Wow.
prospective boss. I said, "You tell
Wow.
him I really need a calculator." He said, "Yes." Did I lie? I said, "You know what? Bye. I'm glad I'm leaving you." So anyway, but it's not math to me. It's
Mhm.
geometry and shapes and sizes and just really if this, then that. That's what it is
Right.
to me. So it does come easily.
Mhm.
And I remember I made my first sloper, and it was, it was moulage, so it's your skin
Mhm.
measurement, and then you design it. You go back to the pattern and you put ease in it, so
Mhm.
it becomes a regular sloper. Anyway, um, and I remember the success that I felt. Like I really understood that,
Mhm.
and I did it. And
Right.
that's why I try to pass on just and help people, with that. One of the areas I love talking about is fit,
Mhm.
because we love these commercial patterns. We spend a lot of money every year on a
Right.
commercial patterns. Why, if we are afraid or just apprehensive of making that particular dress? I mean, we sit on social media and we really admire what other people are doing and everything. That's where the chicken
Right.
leg comes from. So I always say, if you feel like you would like to learn more about
Mhm.
how to make commercial patterns work for you, I don't push people to say, get your own, make your own pattern, make your own sloper, all that. I don't
Right.
push that because, that's a choice.
Mhm.
But I like making commercial patterns. I
Right.
really enjoy it. So I encourage people, if you want to up your sewing game and you want commercial patterns to work for you, any pattern that you choose to make, it can. You just got to put
Right.
the little work in to really understand where your measurements are on that piece of paper.
Exactly. And one of the things that I encourage people too is that yes, you might have a commercial pattern, but I see it as a block,
Yeah.
you know, and it's something where you can start off from. Granted, it does have the measure, it has the seam allowances and stuff like
Hmm.
that, which is fine, but
Yeah.
it's a jumping point, it's a starting point to create your own, and
Yeah.
that's where we get tried and true or
Yeah.
tested and true patterns
Yeah. Yeah.
because we've worked all the kinks out and we've done the muslin fit and now we got this pattern fit and jam up just like
Yeah.
we like it
That's your
until we go and
pattern.
lose some weight, until we go and gain some weight.
Gain or
And then we got to
lose.
start all over again, you know. But I still have my trip, oh, it's in here somewhere, but I still
Mhm.
have my tried and true pattern from like 10 years ago.
I
And
know.
I'm
A
probably
sloper
half the
changes every 15 pounds up or down. So
oh, well,
if you
mine might have
15
changed
pounds
about
more, yeah,
four.
I know I have to do a new sloper right now. Look, it's the truth. I need
But
a new sloper.
our body changes, right?
It sure does.
But it's the beauty of learning how to sew. And
Mhm.
I think what you said was perfect that if you want to learn how to do it, if you want to excel or get better at it,
Yeah.
perfect it. When I say perfect it, get better at it,
Yeah.
because there's going to always be some things that's challenging because designs are different,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
designs can in itself can be challenging. But
Mhm.
when you get the basis of it, of the fit, then you can work with the rest of the
You
stuff.
sure can.
It's just ever learning.
Mhm.
And I always tell people, you never get to a place where wow, oh, I got it, I've learned it, you ain't got to tell me nothing.
Right.
I'm forever learning. You know,
We are forever learning. You might learn one little thing. Like, what? I didn't know that. Depending
right.
on who you with and somebody said something or they just knew something that you did.
Hmm.
Like, I've been making jeans all my life. I didn't know that part.
Now
So
you make me think of with Sophia. All my life I've been making jeans. I never had to make jeans
not
like
that
that before.
right. You're so funny. I love learning something new. And you know how you see stuff on social media also. And I'll be like, I'm gonna do that.
Hmm.
I've never done that. I'm gonna
Right.
do it. You know, I,
Hmm.
I be on these shows. I be on these shows taking pictures of a garment that I see. And I'm like,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna make that.
Right, right. See, and there are some things now. Let me ask you this. This is just a random question because I
Okay.
have my challenges too. Like, have I made a coat before? Not for myself, made for somebody
Okay.
else. But I mean, like literally make a coat and like tailor it, and because making a coat ain't no joke.
Mm-hmm.
Making a men's suit ain't no joke.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a lot of components involved. We can put it together,
Yeah.
but is it gonna be done right? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
There's so many
So
things
that's
you got to consider. Like, you know how to sew and you can put the pieces together, but that weft and that
yeah,
layer
pad
of
stitching
interfacing
and
and
oh
letting the collar rest, and I want to
yeah.
do it.
So
I
what is that one thing? What is on your chicken list? Since we're talking chicken list, what's on your chicken list for sewing?
If you had asked me last year, I would say corsets, but I've
Mhm.
already started. I've already
Mhm.
started because that's what I do. I start, and then I keep, just go as much as I want. Um, okay, I've made a trench coat.
Mhm.
I've made a ton of suits, not for men.
Mhm.
I've made suits for myself. Uh,
Mhm.
I've made trench coats and jackets and everything. I have never made a wool line coat, a winter wool coat
Right.
with a beautiful wool fabric, just that
Mhm.
beautiful $40 yard.
Right. Right. Or more.
Because my
That
cat,
timeless coat.
my cashmere did. My mom bought me some cashmere for Christmas,
Okay.
and I started on the coat. I actually cut it out and everything,
Mhm.
and it said it did not survive the fire that I had in April.
Oh, well, so
So
let
I
me
was,
let me ask you this. Do you think that you would go back to it? Because my mom used to have this saying, because I would get frustrated with stuff. And this is when I
mhm,
was younger, younger sewing. I might have been maybe like 11 or something like
yeah,
that. But she would always, even with homework, she would always say, just put it down, put it aside, step
hmm
away from it, and go
hmm
back to it.
yeah,
And you seem to refresh. So do you think that that would be this case that, you lost the fire, but do you think now you put it down, you think if you go back to it, you'll pick it back up?
yeah. I just need some more fire. I mean, fire. I need some more fabric. I need more
Okay.
fabric now. I got to start all over because it didn't. I had to throw everything
Oh,
away.
wait. So you are literally talking about the
Yeah,
fire.
yeah. The fire
Wow.
I
Okay.
had in April,
Okay.
there was some things in the sewing room that didn't make it. And
Okay.
fabrics, they absorb smoke, and some can't be restored.
Right.
And
Right.
because cashmere is a wool property, it
Mhm.
absorbed the smoke, and
Mhm.
so it was all
Now
cut
I'm sitting
up.
over here thinking you talking about I lost the zeal and everything, and I'm saying if you just
No,
step away
no,
from it and
thank
go back
you.
to it, but you
No, this was
literally
a
talking about the
literal.
fire.
This was a little literal fire.
Now
That
this
well, you
happened what
remember
about
now.
a year ago? Yeah, I
This
remember.
last
Was it?
April.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Last
remember
April,
that.
Easter Sunday. Easter Sunday.
Yeah. That
So
was
I
awful.
it was cut out in its own little bin.
Mhm.
I had this beautiful silk lining I got from Gail K. Those of y'all from Atlanta. I got this beautiful silk lining Gail K. I had the nice wool I was putting on the back of the collar. I was I
Oh
was
wow.
in it. I was gonna do what I want.
Yeah.
But so
Wow.
yes. So yes, I would say it's back on my list because
Mhm.
I just want to make this beautiful wool coat, and I want to make my mom one.
Oh,
So
wow. Man,
my
you'll do it.
muslin, my wearable muslin will be the one for me.
Okay.
Because look, I can't make no mistakes on her.
Right.
She be like, "Well, what is this?"
Now does your mom sew?
No,
Okay, so
sewing
where did
skips
you
generations in my family. It was my
I was
granny.
just gonna ask your grandmother? Okay.
Yeah, she
Alright.
taught me all the needles and sewing and crochet stuff.
See,
I'll
my
do a little
grandmother
embroidery to keep my hands busy. Like when I go on a vacation or something,
mhm,
I have a little embroidery project. So,
okay.
just to keep my hands going because I get itchy if I.
Right. So she kept you busy, huh?
Yeah. So
Wow.
I'll do a little embroidery. I used to crochet for all the babies. Every time a baby was born, I crochet a little blanket.
Oh,
I haven't done that in a while. I think everybody grown now. But all my nieces and nephews are grown. But Yeah, sewing and crochet, and like I said, a little bit of embroidery. I don't understand knitting. My brain will not, that won't get it.
Wow. We sound a lot alike in the area now. I put crocheting down a long time ago, like
Uh,
at that 11-year-old person
uh,
age.
you
I,
like
I
forget it.
learned it then and I put it down then.
Uh,
You know, I was just all into sewing. And then
mhm,
my grandmother taught me crocheting. My aunt
mhm.
taught me macrame,
Oh,
which was
nice.
a lot of fun. She did
Yeah.
the macrame thing, but my mother actually is one that taught me sewing. Like she's a registered nurse, and she would come home and she would make all of our clothes, like for Easter,
Uh,
school. She'd make her uniforms and things like that. So I started piddling around, and that the rest is history. But
nice.
it's a generational thing. I have a picture of my great grandfather back in 1710, like in my local area. He was the only black tailor in our area,
Oh my
and
God, that's wonderful.
yeah, and he's the only one in my family that did it as a business
Sure,
like
sure.
I do.
Yeah.
So his picture is there. My mother had it blown up and framed for me. So he's my inspiration, along with another woman. But I've shared this on in one of my lives before. A woman named Willie O.T.K. She was from North Carolina, and
Okay.
1910, around about the same time, 1910, 1917, somewhere along in there, her husband was a doctor, she's a black woman, and he died,
Mm-hmm.
and she had children to feed and take care of. So she turned to the thing that she knew to do, and
Yeah.
she became very popular doing it. She would take she got so popular she could only take but so many gowns. And the reason why she's inspiration to me is because she does the same thing. She did the same thing that I do now,
Okay.
making wedding gowns and prom dresses, cotillion. So she got so popular that she would only take like maybe 15
Yeah.
or 30 of the white cotillion girls and 15 or 30 of the black cotillion. She cut it off because she could only do so much. And
Right.
she sold for a lot of famous people because her work was so good, much like Ann Lowe.
Yeah.
But
That's what
a
I'm
lot of these
thinking. I'm sitting
people,
here thinking, hello, why you while you talking?
right. So a lot of these people
You
you
should
don't
have went
hear
her.
about. Yeah, yeah, this little old lady, Willow O.T.K. But
Nice.
it's people like that that inspire me. I'm
Mhm.
inspired by people in the community,
Mhm.
now because I see a lot of people jazzing up their clothes, like some people just spit out clothes just like that and
I know.
know how to
I know.
style it and rock it. I'm
I
like,
don't understand how they had a time. It's like, man,
right.
how you had time? You just made something 2 days ago. I can
I know,
the
right? And just
time is
spitting
what
out
I
stuff.
can spit something
So
out, but when?
I can't keep up. I can't keep
Right.
up.
I
Like
can't. I can't.
between the work and two, three jobs. I was
Mhm.
saying on the live the other night, and no offense to anybody, still today, no offense to anybody, but I coined myself a rosterpreneur, you know, 'cause I have my hands in so
I
much
may need
stuff.
to look at my names because I'm trying to, like it's all about the mortgage, but I'm always just trying to build the brand. And
Mhm.
film and TV here in Atlanta, you can't spit without, you know, coming across it, depending on who you are and everything.
Right.
My
Right.
phone rang just randomly because a girl knew, like, I know Nikki, I know she knows how to sew, and that's all was the requirement at the time.
Mhm.
So I've been in it for 2 years, but it was never my thing. I want to be in film and television. It's great. It's fun.
Mhm.
It's a fascinating business. You make money. The
Right.
the minimum is 10 hours.
Mhm. I
Okay.
can imagine,
And I've
especially in
done the full
Atlanta.
12. Yeah, I've done the 12.
Mhm.
I've done the 14. And plus it's sometimes it's not very nice, you know.
Well, and then I'm pretty sure you work with a lot of different personalities.
Whole lot of different ones.
Now, I know we're getting a little bit off topic, but it's all relative though.
Yeah.
Um, I know maybe what 2, 3 years ago, like you do I don't know if you're the host of this, but you do the Blanca party, the white party,
Yeah,
every
the
year, or
damn
you're
one.
part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then you also, and I think this is part of your Atlanta sewing style, that you all get together and you do photo shoots.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
so one of your photo shoots landed you on Tyler Perry's property, his studio. So, or was it outside of it?
It was so this is funny. One of our members, one of our sewing sisters, she we were at a photo shoot and she said, "Yeah, I got an idea for a photo shoot, and it's gonna take a little pillow talk." And we're like,
Oh,
"Really? You gonna do pillow talk for us?" She said, "Yeah, because I think we should do this." We're like, "Okay, okay." So, um, Concours d'Elegance is the annual vintage car show,
hmm
and it came to Atlanta. Okay.
okay.
It came to Atlanta, and on Tyler Perry's property, the Army base, a lot of the property, the original state of the Army base is still there, and
hmm
it's this real grassy area. So, like if you see on one of his shows or movie, they're out somewhere in the grass where they have all these, like if it's a picnic or something like that, that's where it is. So anyway,
Gotcha.
so all these beautiful cars. So the idea was that they gave us a list of all the cars, the photo and the year and all of that, whatever the little story was. And we
hmm
chose to make an outfit based on that year to match that car.
Oh, see, I never knew that piece of it.
Yeah. So I published all the cars in our drive, and everybody said, I want this one. I want this one. I want this one.
Oh,
Some of us rented costumes.
okay.
Some of us, some of us,
We didn't have time to make
some
one.
of us rented costumes. I swear, talk about getting stuff done. But yeah, there's a costume house here in Atlanta, and I told her about. She was familiar with the car show, and she just rolled out a rack of stuff. So several of us rented from that, and it was a lot of fun. So back to the pillow talk part. Her fiance was part of the committee that hosts the car show. So,
Gotcha.
and
Gotcha.
he was the one that said it one day. So I'm like, y'all
hmm
need to make some dresses to match these cars. And she thought
Oh,
he thought she just thought it was funny.
uh-huh.
And she came back. She said, "Okay, we doing it." He said, "Doing what?" So y'all
You
really gonna do
said it.
this? Yeah,
Right.
and we had so much fun.
Well, y'all look
So
so good too. That
yeah,
I
thank
thought it was
you.
very clever. And
Yeah,
but not only that, you all landed in Song
the
magazine not
magazine
once, but what, twice?
twice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we've done
that was a
some.
nice spread too.
Yeah, and Frocktails is gonna be in some.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
waiting for that issue. Like I'm on,
yeah,
I get mine. I don't even have to
yeah,
worry about it. I get mine every month, so I can't
yeah,
wait till it comes out.
yeah. So, yeah, we love doing things like that. We had a photo shoot. We had our holiday Sunday brunch, and we did a photo shoot there also. A little bit more
Okay.
casual. Yeah, a little bit more
Yeah.
casual because it was brunch, and we just happened to invite our photographer. So
hmm
that's how that was. So he
Oh, you
just took
just
some pictures.
happened to invite him and his
Yes, yes.
camera too.
Yeah. I told her, I said, we're having brunch, really. And it's about 30 of us. They're going to go to brunch. I said, why don't you come? And he did. He had brunch with us. And then we took pictures throughout. It was
Uh-huh.
so fun. Yeah. So
Wow.
yeah. So that's what the original thing was. It's like we take pictures anyway. So let's take them together. And we have
Mhm.
themes. We have
Okay.
things for our photo shoot. I think the first time we were in Soul Magazine, we did Ankara,
Uh-huh.
and we did that on the property of Morris Brown College. But
Oh,
while
wow.
they were still in the midst of their, trying to get their accreditation back. So we did
Mhm.
that, and there was a story and all that. Um, we've done spring dresses, we've done all white. Um, yeah, yeah, we'll just keep going. Come up with
Yeah,
the idea, we'll do it.
I
Yeah.
love watching it. So
Yeah.
all of this that we're talking about, we can find it. I know your presence is strong on Instagram, and so I know there's you have a channel for Atlanta Sewing Style. I think it's Atlanta Sewing Style.
Yes, Atlanta Sewing Style,
Okay.
and it's an IG page. That's
IG. What did I
yeah.
say? Did I
Mhm.
say I? I ain't no telling what I
Well, you
said.
just said channel, but yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Well,
an
we want the
IG
people
page,
to know
Atlanta
because we
Sewing
want them to
Style.
go and find it. Yeah.
And all we do, we just repost what all the members are making and everything. And we, we do stories and, just whatever, just if it has something to do with Atlanta, whether it's the influencer or
Right.
an event,
Right.
all of that. We promote events that are happening there. We'll do something that's adjacent to sewing,
Mm-hmm.
like
Mm-hmm.
we have a lot of sewing instructors here in the area,
Mm-hmm.
especially that teach kids. Yeah,
Really?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We focus
Now
on
that's kind of a not so popular of a thing. Like people want their kids to learn, but you don't see
yeah.
a lot of children teachers.
Mm-hmm.
But speaking of Atlanta, so not only do you have Sewing My Style,
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta Sewing Style, you got
Mm-hmm.
Bra Talk, you're doing the January annual challenge now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And and I don't know how long, I think this past year was what, the second time, but you're doing Atlanta Frocktails.
Yeah. So I only had Atlanta Frocktails for 2 years. Lee had it
Mhm.
for 2 years. She had it in 18 and 19.
Mhm.
Didn't do it in 20. She did World Frocktails virtually in 20.
Mhm.
We skipped 21 altogether. And I did
Mhm.
it in 22 and 23. This year, Aronica's doing it.
So that's where I was going because
Yeah.
collaborations in the sewing community is an awesome thing because it opens up the door or opens up the window to other
Mm-hmm.
sewers that we might not reach,
Yeah.
or might not know that's there. And so I've learned a lot through Carmen and, the Black Sewing Network and
Mm-hmm.
all of those. Of course, I learned a lot through you with the Bra Talk and,
Mm-hmm.
because different people are doing different things. And so when you it's almost like opening up a door and going
Yeah.
into a room. There's this party going on in there. You're like, wait, well, I
Right.
didn't
I
know the
didn't
party
know
was
about
going
this
on in
party.
here.
And then you go in there and hey,
Right,
this is
right.
fun.
So, I've had fun in your bra talk sessions. I think I've taken one or two of your bra
Mm-hmm.
classes. Um, but now you're collaborating with Ironica,
Yes.
who's also doing a lot of things. And I
Yeah.
did not realize she was in Atlanta.
You didn't? Oh my
I
God.
didn't.
Yes. It's such a joy. When I learned she was in Atlanta, I'm like, oh yeah. I love her to death. We just get together just for fun,
Just get
now.
together.
Uh-huh. But Frocktails is something that when I first took it from Lee, I
Hmm.
said Atlanta. So it's not me that produces Frocktails. Atlanta Sewing Style presents Atlanta Frocktails,
Gotcha.
the event.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
So that's why I did it for 2 years. Now I can give it up and somebody else can do it or whatever. It's still Atlanta Sewing Style.
Hmm.
Host is the host of Frocktails.
So now,
And
who makes up Atlanta Sewing Style? Like,
any
who?
sewist, designer, crafter, any of that.
Gotcha, gotcha. Do
And
you have like committee leaders or you have like
mhm, mhm.
administrators of this group or?
Well, it's not that formal. At the end of the year, every December on the 30th, we have a Zoom and everybody who wants to come in comes in. I sent out a survey and this
Mhm.
is what we want to talk about. What would you like to do? And we talk about things we want to do for the year. And we actually plot the year out
Oh,
of what we
okay.
want to do. Frocktails is one of those things.
Mhm.
This year we're going to do more classes for each other because
Mhm.
there's so many people that do so many things. And one
Right.
of the other things that we do is we cultivate the businesses. If I get a call, somebody wants me to make a prom dress. First of all, it's a
Mhm.
hard no. Okay. The first instinct is hell no. Okay. But I don't have to say no. I know the people in Atlanta Sewing Style that make prom dresses.
Networking.
I know the people in Atlanta Sewing Style that teach kids how to sew. Um, I don't teach as much. I don't teach as much beginner content.
Mhm.
that, some people may want.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
Nisi does that. Tracy's out in Conyers. We got Top Stitch, which Veronica's
Mhm.
going to be there. And there's so many people that say yes to certain things that no one of us has to say no to a potential customer. So
That's awesome.
that's kind of the beauty of it. We just try to stay in touch. We have a directory of who
Mhm.
does what and the
Oh,
phone
that's
number,
awesome.
emails. Yeah. And it don't
Now, is
cost
this like
nothing to
a
do anything. Just
is
give me
this an
your email
online
address.
directory? I'm
Huh?
sorry. Is this an online directory or how do
It's
you
internal. It's on our drive.
gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha. Within the group.
It's within the
Okay.
group. Yeah. So we need to
Gotcha.
reach out to people and do this or like I've been using IG chat and I'll say, "Hey, I got a call." Somebody always into our DMs also. People are
Okay.
always saying, "I need help putting some patches on." I'm like, "Okay." Like,
Right,
"Hey
right.
y'all, this came through," and somebody takes it.
Okay.
And
Now, how do
somebody may,
you
yeah.
if you have somebody that's watching or that might catch the replay that's in the Atlanta area that
Mhm.
might want to become a part of Atlanta Sewing Style or might want to utilize your services or your
Mhm.
director, how does that work?
So I just always say, send me an email to atlantasewingsstyle@gmail.com.
Oh, so there you go. Plain
Yeah,
and simple.
plain and simple. People on IG, they say, I want to be a part of it. I'm like, okay, give me an email. That's it.
Right.
And I send them an email with our little information, like welcome. So it's really simple. We
So
have a sweet story, and I'm sure y'all will really appreciate this. We had just had our brunch in December, and we didn't have another one scheduled until well, the December brunch is annual, but we
mhm.
had all these other things scheduled and everything. We were on our Zoom. Let's say about 30 people started. There was about 8 people left, and we were saying goodbye. And right in that moment, a young lady comes in because she had the Zoom link, because everybody has it. She came in hoping we were still there, and we were.
Hmm.
And I knew who she was just by name, but she had never, and since 2018, we had never seen her. She had never participated in anything.
Hmm.
And she, I said, hey, and I started talking to her and everything. So she just started saying how happy she was to meet us and she was late and everything. I said, you're fine. What's going on? And so we kind of updated her and everything. She started talking about, she said, I really need to get out and I really need to do this and do that. And she started talking about all her struggles that she had been going through, you know,
Mm.
even personal, professional,
Mhm.
and all that. I said, are you sewing? And she said, yeah, a little bit. Like, okay. Because she has a professional business. So it's not like,
Mhm.
she toying around.
Right.
And, and, you can hear the emotion, start
Mhm.
to come. I said, hey, y'all, uh, pull out your calendars. What we doing on, y'all busy on Sunday the 28th? And that's next Sunday. Okay. And I said, we going to brunch and we're going to welcome our new member.
Wow.
And in that moment, everybody got their calendars out and said, yep, we're there. And when I sent
Wow.
out the email, when I confirmed the brunch and made the reservation, when I sent out the email and shared a little bit of the story, we got 13 people that's going to come to brunch to show this new sister some love.
Wow. That's
That's Atlanta
awesome.
Stone style.
Yeah. But that's much like our communities too,
Yeah,
whether it's local, virtual,
it
we
doesn't
welcome
matter.
people in. Yeah.
That's the
And
community.
I like what you hit on the fact that, a lot of times it goes beyond sewing. It
Mhm.
goes beyond just the chit chat,
It sure
because
does.
people come with baggage, for lack of a better word,
Hmm.
come with issues, come with, stuff that they really just need, they're trying to get away from.
Yeah.
Or they just need to be around other people,
Hmm.
to just kind of even validate, yeah, I'm still here. I'm
Yeah.
hanging in there, but I'm still here.
Hmm.
It
But
just
she
needs
came to
somebody to
people that
talk
she
to.
didn't even know. She just
Yeah.
knew of the relationship. She had never
Mhm.
really felt it. There had not been any engagement at all. She had never participated in anything. She's on the page, and every now and then when she posts something, I'll repost it and everything,
Right.
but now she's going to get hugs.
But that's awesome. But
Yeah.
see, but that's a testament to who you are too, Nikki, because that's your
Oh,
personality all
thank
day long. You
you.
know, that's what you do. Like
Mhm.
you have that soft tone voice. Now I do believe that you can go there from 0 to 60 if you had to. If you had to. But for the most part, you're soft spoken, you're very loving, and I'm sure that that translates to whatever you do.
Well, I
You
really
know.
hope so. I really appreciate that. And I hope so because that's all we got.
Mhm.
That's all
Yeah.
anybody has is love of others and, just that pouring into each other,
Right.
sewing into each other. No pun intended on that, but that's what it is. We actually
Right.
sew into each other. And
Right.
that's how we keep going.
Mhm.
We
That
keep going.
that's you're absolutely right.
Mhm.
I was on a live the other night, and yeah, I'm trying to think of who I was on there. It
Mhm.
was four of us on this live. It was me, Carol, and Nick,
Oh, Carol and Monica, right? I mean,
Monica.
Carmen and
Yeah.
Monica. Yeah.
Yeah, so we were talking about building communities and what you do and how it keeps
Mhm.
going. But it's just paying attention to people, being welcoming, and
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know just creating a platform where people feel safe.
Mhm. Mhm.
Just come in. People just want to create. They just want to do what they
Yeah.
do. And having
Exactly.
a place that people understand that.
Mhm.
And we can all do it together. And
Right.
so that's why I like to do these challenges because it's motivating. You hear people talk about I lost my sojo,
Yeah.
because circumstances happen, life happens, and
Sure.
you do lose your sojo, but you need that spark of motivation. And so that's why we do things like the stash busting challenge, that
Mhm.
people
Mhm.
trip on.
Yeah. I
This
think that's a
annual
great challenge.
fabric fast.
Like, stop
Yeah.
spending the money. We got enough stuff in that room.
Listen, but that's what pulls on your creativity, though.
Yeah.
And there's some other challenge. I got all the challenges for the rest of the year lined out. Just haven't posted them yet. But I have one where, again, we're gonna be pulling a lot from our stash.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna make people not buy fabric, but I'm gonna have people pulling from their stashes because we built up this massive amount of fabric.
Oh, I know.
And now we just need to do something with it because if not,
Mhm.
we might look up and we got moth holes and won't be able to do nothing with it, or our grandchildren might get it. You
Mhm.
know,
Yeah. You're
so
like, where did I get when I get to the point where I forget where I got the piece of fabric from, I know it needs to either
oh,
let me just make something or it needs to go or
oh,
something.
I got tons of that.
I
So
know, I know.
yeah,
I
that
I look at fabric now. Well, I'm looking at laces now. I used to be able to tell exactly where I got a piece of lace from. Not anymore.
that's hard.
It's
Now,
hard.
is that because it's so old, or is that because we're so old that we?
No, I know, right? Like both every other day. I know. No, it's
Well,
just like
we gonna skip past that. We don't even talk about
I
that part though.
know, like if it was out of its original packaging or and like now, again, the when I had the fire in April, when my stuff went out to be restored, it didn't come back the same. And they just threw stuff in a bin and all of that. So now I just had stuff just in a bin. So I had to take things
Hmm.
out, fold it up nicely and everything. So I guess, having to go through that transition with things, even my fabrics. Like, okay, what
Mm,
is that? And what is that? A friend of mine came over and helped me put my fabrics away. And they had been in
mm,
boxes.
mhm,
And so now, because if your fabric has been disturbed for however long, you can go to and say, okay, I got this from here. I got this because you put it there and it stayed there. But
right.
I, you know, all my
Now
stuff got
you've moved
turned
it.
upside down.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh
So
my
sometimes
goodness.
I'll look at a piece. I'm like, yeah, I remember that. I got it from so and so, but not with laces. It's a wrap. I'm not even. When we have our
Yeah.
retreat this year, we're gonna do grab bags of
Mhm.
laces. Because I
Oh,
can't
that's a
sew
great
up.
idea.
Yeah, if I sewed up every piece of lace, it'd be 100 bras, and it, yeah,
Now, I love that idea. Instead of doing swag bags, do a grab bag. Grab some of this
yeah.
fabric. But you were there at the retreat in July.
Mm-hmm.
You saw the cart, the luggage carrier cart full of fabric that
Yeah,
somebody bought.
yeah.
We couldn't give all that fabric away.
I know. It
What
was a
and the
lot.
patterns, we couldn't give it all away.
I
But
know.
do you remember the one guy that he was a not a bellhop, that's an old term. But he was one of the guys working, the young guy. You remember he said his mom sewed, and so we sent a lot of fabric
Yes,
over with him.
I do
And
remember that.
and then I think it was Ayana or either Cree that took the rest of that fabric to like the to charity, to
Yeah.
Goodwill, because there was a massive amount of fabric. And
Hmm.
yet here we are still buying fabric.
Exactly. And I will. I mean, I've been buying denim lately.
Hmm.
Let me show you the newest piece of denim that I'm going to sell by the yard on the in my shop.
Okay. All right. While she's gone, look, I'm looking at your comments, and
I ain't
Demetra
gonna lie.
Rowan is
I
in your
You know
area.
what? I need to look
Hmm.
at the chat. Uh-oh, comment.
Yeah. Demetra
Fellowship.
Rowan is in your area. She's in Atlanta. She's an
Yeah.
awesome bridal designer. And
I know, Demetra, we talk a
yeah,
lot. That's the
do
thing
you?
too, these communities that everyone has built, we overlap so much. That's the part I like about it.
Right,
Because I
right.
remember, like, I'll know, like, okay, I know where I met Demetra. I know where I met Angel.
Uh-huh,
I know where
uh-huh.
I met Kim, but
Right,
the communities overlap.
right.
That is so fun.
With
That is
no
just
drama and no
no,
issues,
oh,
right?
zero, zero.
Yeah, yeah.
If it's gonna be some drama, we're not doing it. Sorry.
Mm-mm. No, we don't
You
do
can
drama.
you can exit, please.
Right.
But yeah, and I just love it. So when I see names, I'm like, oh yeah, I know. And
Hmm.
then, like, if I have a bra class, half the people I already know, other half are brand new. And
Hmm.
I love it. I
Right.
love it. But this is a paisley denim.
Oh, wow. I had to look because I think I have that. I have a piece like that.
Do you?
It's not as front. Yours is more white, and my. I, oh, I do. What you gonna do it? What?
Well,
Hang on
I've
one
got
second.
yardage. I'm gonna finish up January with selling yardage. I've got this is a stretch, and I've got a non-stretch that I'm gonna
See,
keep selling.
yours is
Oh,
more
you got the
white.
darker version. Is that blue
Yeah,
or purple?
it's blue, and I have no idea where I got it from. No,
Really
but look at there. Is it
nice.
paisley? No, it's
Yeah,
not
that is nice.
paisley.
Is
It's
it
another.
solid? Is it the solid weft on the back?
Um, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's what
So it's
it is.
not
Yours
quite
looks a little
paisley.
heavier than what this one is. This is a like. Is that a stretch?
No. Mm-mm.
Okay. Yeah.
No, it's a woven, but yeah, it's not paisley. It's another print to it. I don't know what it is, but it
Okay.
reminded
But
me of that.
very similar. Yeah, this
Yeah.
is a stretch. And yeah, I'm gonna first I've got some sewing to do because I want to make this. This is gonna be a suit with denim jacket and denim pants.
Ooh,
Yeah. So I'll be showing all of
nice.
my makes at the end of January,
Right. Well, I
which
had
is next
somebody
week.
else
I don't know
said
what the hell I think I'm talking about.
because January is at the end,
It's
ma'am. No.
yeah, it's next week. It's
So
really
what's all of your makes? Are they right? I want to see all your makes at the
I
end of
got a few
January.
of them. Look, I got a few. I got the two. I made two bras. I made three pair of jeans.
Yeah, I saw you. I saw you working on your jeans.
Yeah, I got three pair of jeans and two bras, and I'm gonna make a jacket and another pair of jeans. I think I can do it. What y'all think?
But you sound as ambitious as I am. And yet here I am just cutting out my pattern for my
For
for
your
my
first
jeans.
pair,
For my first pair, I struggled, and I ended up going with the Daily jean because I had it in my stash.
I have the
And
Jalen. Why didn't I pull that out?
yeah, and look,
Wow.
it's got the right. I have every size on here, and that's what I like about the PDF patterns,
Yeah.
especially the daily print.
Hmm.
and it's got all of the European sizes and the USA sizes on here. So I was able to plug in my sizes, so I won't have much fit to do, but I
Yeah.
will have some minor like crotch length, those
Yeah.
basic adjustments like that.
Right.
But let me just say this while we're here talking about the jeans, going back to January.
Uh-huh.
One thing I wanted to ask you, or a couple of things I want to say about it, but I want to ask you. I know you did the first workshop last night. Is it
Yeah.
too late for somebody to get in, even though they might not have the kit? Is it too late to get in on the last two classes?
No, no, not it's not too late. We don't repeat or anything, so they would have missed the part about taking measurements and taking those measurements and putting them to the paper and all that, taking your body
Hmm.
measurement and understanding that. But I can go over that, with them.
Hmm.
I really try to give on this one. I really try to spend the time in January and February to
Hmm.
touch every single person
Okay, because you
because
do private sessions and follow-ups and stuff too,
I do.
right? Like if
Yeah.
somebody wants to reach out, they can hire you to do a private session, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
I do private sessions on anything. If
okay.
you want to
So
spend
y'all
time,
heard it.
yeah. Yeah, if you need some help, I do private sessions on anything. So
Awesome.
you can just say what it is when you register,
Hmm. So
and
they
then
go.
we
How
pick
do
it
they
up
register?
on
How do
my
they
site.
register?
So in
Okay.
my style. So in
So
my
on my
style, there's a
style.com.
tab that says classes and a tab that says shop. So depending on what you're doing, you can
Okay.
take the classes. But yeah, I'll do a private lesson on um, anything that you need. I'm, not beginner, I don't
Hmm.
um and I try to be clear on that because one time I did have a beginner, reach out to me. And, I'm not, it's not, and I just want to be clear, y'all, my friends, um, at this stage of me, how I run my business and everything,
Hmm.
beginners have not had the experience of spending the money and getting the value of learning how to sew.
Hmm.
So, again, I go back to I'm glad I have my friend Nisi or Tanya or Tracy who's out at that teach beginner sewing
Right.
because I use the word we a lot. I said, well,
Hmm.
it would be me, but we do provide that. So I
Right.
I feed others that business. So, but I did have one time somebody booked a private session and they it was like out the box learning
Hmm.
how to sew and the just the investment is a
Hmm.
brand new thing and I don't want anybody to get discouraged and say, oh my god, I can't afford
Right.
it. Yes, you can, but
Right.
you can't afford it with me and it's okay.
Well,
So
you know what, Nikki? I look at it like this, and see, and this is what I'm moving into in this year.
hmm.
My husband's always getting on me because I give out a lot of information, which I don't mind. I love it because
Oh
I,
yeah,
I love, working with people. But I'm
we'll
moving
give
into
away
a
the store if
different,
we get into a good
right,
conversation.
right.
Yeah.
But I enjoy it. But but there
Yeah.
is the other side of it. But knowledge is invaluable. And I think people don't realize that, you give a wealth of knowledge and it's something that's going to help you
Yeah.
not just for the now, but it'll help you later on.
Hmm.
This is
Hmm.
something that's now becoming a part of you. And now you've emptied all of this out of you, and now you're getting this
Right.
training. You're very detailed,
Hmm.
in what you give out. I feel like I'm very detailed,
Yeah.
in how I teach.
Yeah.
So
You
but
are. You
it,
you give a lot of detail, and I admire I admire how you do it on your lives, and nobody's in there with you. I'm more effective in Zoom when I can look at people's faces and stuff. You just be like, "How she do that?"
I
Girl,
don't know how to do it either,
we
Nikki.
tried to do broad talk like you do it on your live because in my head I'm like, Alethea does this all the time. I can do this. So, girl, we got on there. I was mad. My mouth wasn't with my words, and I'm like, what is wrong? I said, y'all, stop. We were on there 10 minutes, and I
Oh
said, y'all,
no.
get this Zoom link. I'll meet you over there.
That is too funny.
I
But generally,
sorry.
you have an audience, even if it's an audience of one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
talking with somebody, but like I said, it's moving into a different
Yeah.
phase, but it's not, it sounds like a lot of money, but I mean, think about it. We go get our nails done. We don't mind putting our money for that. We don't mind putting our money to get our hair did. And how
Mm-hmm.
long is that gonna last?
Right.
And that's a monthly thing.
That's something you got
You
to
talk
get it
about
regularly.
two and sometimes $300 a month to get your hair
Mm-hmm.
done, and then
Mm-hmm.
100 to get your nails done. That's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of money.
Yep.
So to put that into a class for, that's gonna something that's gonna
Mm-hmm.
last you a lifetime is
Right.
worth it. You know.
It sure is.
Um.
We have some sewing studios here in Atlanta that have sewing classes, and I look at them all the time just to see, what our market is doing as far as pricing and everything. And if you want to learn how to sew out the box, ooh, yeah. So yeah, if you book me,
Yeah.
God, it's
See, and I realized when I looked at some of them classes, it scared me. But I'm like,
I
but
know
you're getting a wealth of knowledge.
you
See, a
get
lot of my prices, I've told people, I said, if you want me to teach, you better go ahead and jump on the prices now because they antiquated. Because they might not be that way
uh-huh.
next time you want to take this
Mhm.
class.
Girl, I hit my buttons on the second week of January.
Wow.
And I hadn't gone up on my prices in um 2 full years.
Really?
Yeah, I had not gone almost three, almost three.
Yeah.
I've been at the same price.
Well, I
And
ain't gonna tell you how long mine been there, but
girl,
don't start
okay,
to
I'm gonna
change stuff.
challenge you. I'm gonna challenge you with so much talent. I need you to go hit those buttons, just like boop boop.
Yeah, they about to change because I'm telling you, it's probably half of what I should be charging. At least half
Yeah.
of what I should be charging because I give a lot of information.
Hmm.
But
And
but
don't change
nonetheless,
what you do. Don't change what you do. Just go up on the
hmm
price and keep
yeah,
doing what you do, how you do it, whatever
right.
information you give out for free or whatever. Because I will. Because guess what? That person that gets that information for free, even if it's
Hmm.
40 people in the room, that
Right.
one person that really benefits from that free that you gave away, it's going to
Hmm.
come back to you. You know that.
Oh yeah,
You're going to get
I
paid
know
for it.
this. I
Yeah.
know
You
this.
know that
Like
because you know who in charge.
is
I ain't got to
there
tell
you go, there
you.
you go, there you go, and that's what I count on. You
Yeah.
know, but I wanted to ask you this because
Hmm.
you were very generous with the January kit.
Hmm.
Like the price that you charge for,
Yeah.
like you can't buy one pair of jeans for that, not one pair
Right.
of designer jeans for that.
Right.
But I feel like with the amount of fabric that you add in this kit, like I had 3 yards.
Three
That's
yards of fabric.
probably about two pair of jeans, you
Hmm.
know, that I can get out of this. And I thought that
Yeah.
was very generous. You added, but the cute little bags, which I
Yeah.
love.
It's the bag that sells them. If I just sold those bags,
It's the
people love
bag for
these bags.
me. It's the bag for me. I was like, "Ooh, I got the bag." But
Hmm.
you know what I like about it though? I think you forgot to put the bag in there, but you text me and you said,
Yeah.
"I
Yeah.
forgot to put the bag. I'm sending it." You didn't have to do that, but you
Y'all,
did.
I be up at night or up early in the morning. Like I get orders and I get the notification. I say, okay, I got 2 orders. Let me go in here and everything. And sometimes I just keep going. At that
Right.
particular time, I had
Uh-huh.
done some new bags and they were in the other room still. I
Uh-huh.
forgot to bring them into the inventory room where I put the boxes together.
Uh-huh.
And I'm just in there, boop, boop, boop. And then later on, and I had done 3 orders. And later on, I came here, I'm like, oh man, my bag's in.
But you know what? But there's great customer service because anybody else could have said, you know what, just they just don't have a bag then. They don't know.
Yeah,
But you text me and you said, I forgot your bag, so I'm sending it. And you
yeah,
did. You sent it
yeah,
right away.
yeah. No, I
But
appreciate that. Because I don't. I mean, I know I will never, and I'm knocking on wood, y'all. Praise God, I have not had anybody come back on me or go to social media and she didn't do this. That has not happened to me.
right.
I don't care
No,
what.
because you're usually on top of yours, but and usually
I
you're
just
giving
try so.
more than what you put out there. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? You're usually
yeah,
giving a little bit more. So So like with this, I was very impressed with this. Like I didn't have the only thing you said was you do your own pattern. Like you
Hmm.
didn't stick us with a certain pattern, which was
Yeah.
I like that.
Hmm.
And because many of us got patterns anyway, right?
Yeah. We got those
But
patterns.
right. So you got the thread, the regular
Hmm.
sewing thread, uh the top stitch thread.
Yeah.
That was top notch right there. Uh, the zipper, the jean zipper.
Hmm.
Now I was very impressed by this. Not one needle, but two needles.
Yeah. Because you
Because
might
that
break one.
exactly that was very thoughtful. And then I like the buttons. Now
Hmm.
this is what I thought originally until I saw you the other night talking with Cecily. And I didn't see this second button. I thought this was the jean button and the pocket rivets is what I thought it was.
Oh, no, no.
Yeah. So, but when you said that you had two buttons in there, I had to go back and look. So
Yeah.
you actually give two buttons in case we mess one up.
Because you're gonna
Very
mess one up or
thoughtful.
you're gonna lose one. The dog gonna grab it while you when you drop it. It's not really. I've had all of that happen.
Right,
So
right.
two
But
buttons. And I think January was fortunate that we got sponsors this year.
mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
Wax
So
Supplies, because I've been in sales for 30 years. All you gotta do is
hmm
ask. And I just
right,
and I could slide into people's DMs just like they do mine. And I'll send a note and I say, okay, if you need me to send it to a more formal email address, let me know. And they
right,
said, we'd
right.
love to do this. I said, yeah, because last year it was all my investment.
But you know
So
what? It starts out like that, right?
yeah, yeah.
Sometimes, but it's the starting, and then as you get to moving along, then the
Mhm,
sponsors start to
mhm.
roll in,
Exactly.
because people
And I
don't
like
mind
volume.
sponsoring.
I like volume on things like this. If I
Hmm.
keep it at a really good price, where I mean, I'm making my money and everything, but if I keep it at a really good price, people will, they will participate.
Right,
So
right,
that's how I look at it. And every time I go live like this, every time I do anything, one will pop up, two.
right,
Yeah. So
right.
and it's fun. People do their unboxings and show it. Like you did yours in the car. Like I just came from the post office. Let me open this up.
I
And I'm
couldn't
like, look at
wait.
her.
I was
She
like,
did
I
it in
got
the
mine.
car. So
Yeah.
have y'all looked at Riveted, the history of denim?
No, but I wanted you to talk about that because that's what brought you to the
Yes.
January challenge.
That
So
was
yeah,
my
talk about that a little
inspiration.
bit.
Yeah. So there, and what inspired me to look at the show, there was a Black woman, and I swear I wish I could remember her name in this moment. Um, she participated in the documentary, and she had done some fashion installations in museums and things like that. But she participated, and I just saw her posts on Instagram. I'm like, well, what is this she talking about? And I went to American Experience, PBS.org. And there that show was, Riveted, the history of denim. It starts in the 1700s and comes
Mhm.
all the way up. Y'all, it was so interesting. It was so,
Right.
so interesting talking about denim and how the fabric even got started and how the workmen used to, women would make these pants and they were just work pants.
Mhm.
Um, you'd be surprised at Levi's role in the
Mhm.
history of denim. Okay.
Yeah.
And it just kept going. They brought you all the way up to the fashion, how the fashion movement from James
Mhm.
Dean leaning up against the motorcycle,
Right. Right.
um, all of that. And I was sharing it, and I always give credit to my two friends that I was sharing it with. We were on Clubhouse. This was almost 3 years ago. We were talking on
Mhm.
Clubhouse, and I said, "Y'all, I want to do something with denim. I love teaching jeans class, and
Mhm.
I said I want to do something with denim, and we need to do a challenge or something like that." And Chris said, "Why don't we do January?" That was it.
I love it.
I did an email the next morning. Chris said, "Damn, you fast." I'm like, "Well, you did it. You said the name."
Right. Hey, you might as well jump on it
Exactly. So I
because
jumped
you
on
put it
it,
out there, and next thing you know, somebody else doing it, and not
and that
because
was
they
like
attended it, but it goes to somebody else.
exactly right, right, and that was like October of the year, and
Mhm.
she said, first she said June or January. So yeah, we can call it January. So I threw it together. Y'all, I did these bags. I had all these ideas and I had the kit put together and everything because, I do kits for bras and everything. Doing it one for jeans is easy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I got my wholesale connection and on denim and did all of that. And I had the kits ready and I was just thinking about, how you design as you go.
Right.
And I said, well, why not make a little bag to put these in? And I had already done the logo. The logo was already set. It was already on social media and everything. And I did this on my Cricut.
Mm-hmm.
Girl, it was cute for about the first 10. And y'all
Then
Cricut
you were sitting
users,
there,
what I
you
mean.
sit there weeding all that stuff out.
And now I'm at a point of no return because I did them. I posted when I was putting these bags together. Girl,
Wow.
my phone was ding, 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 ding.
Wow.
So I had to keep going.
Oh my goodness.
Girl, I swear, at the end of that January season, ooh,
You were done, huh?
I was done. It's like if I
But
got
you
to do
know,
another one.
but it's such a great idea. And I thought about you because, I'm just randomly, I had been talking about making a pair of jeans and
Uh,
wasn't even thinking about the January challenge. And then I thought, you know what? Wait,
yeah.
Nikki's doing January. Why don't have her
Yeah.
on talk about this? And
Yeah.
in my head, I had that mix up last week. And for
Yes.
some
Yes.
reason, I kept saying that our denim challenge was going to be the week before your workshop. And that's how it was in my head. And so I got all that mixed up. I had it right on
See, I
paper.
thought you said we were going to do it the week of the workshop, which I said, okay.
Well, that's how it was scheduled on paper. But I
Okay.
was
Okay.
saying out my mouth that it was a week before. I don't know
Okay.
how I got it mixed up. But when I looked at it, I was like, wait, I don't messed up. But I hadn't. I just said it wrong.
Yeah.
But it worked out because
It
here
did.
we
It did.
are, and this is kind of like a follow up because you've already last night you had the first class, first
Mm-hmm.
session,
Yeah.
and so here we are in the middle of the week of our denim stash busting denim challenge, and then we get to roll on along.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So but I got my kid early on. I was like, yeah, I'm
Yeah, you
doing
sure
this.
did. Soon
Yeah,
she said it, y'all. Soon she said, I'm doing January. It's okay. I saw her name. I said, okay, let me get this thing in the mail for
yeah.
Miss Ma'am.
And you
Because she
got it pretty
ready.
fast. It came. I got it real fast. So, but what I
Mhm.
want to know, so you said it's not too late for people to join in.
No,
Excuse me.
it's
Are you still? I know they won't get the kits in time, but do you still have kits for, just for keepsake? Maybe somebody
yeah.
might want the bag.
No, I
Of course.
have we're gonna be selling kits until I sell out of that inventory of denim. And
Hmm.
then I'm going to this is the denim, I'm gonna sell yardage. I'm gonna sell yardage of this, not kits. I've got
Okay.
this is a stretch, then I have another stable fabric. And I'm just gonna promote
Okay.
that as yardage and it'll be priced by the yard. And
Okay.
but the kits I'll post sold out of the kits. You know,
Okay.
I mean, I
Okay.
don't know. Well, let me not say that right now because I
Y'all just
want it to
keep
be
following
special.
Nikki to find out.
Yeah,
Y'all just
yeah,
follow her and find out.
yeah. I do want it to stay special.
Yeah.
So I'll decide. But yeah, we did better this year. I have a partner that does the DTS. Y'all know what I'm talking about, the direct transfers, the vinyl
The
transfer. So I got
No,
all
see,
of
I don't
these.
know a lot about that stuff. I'm
I didn't
behind. Like, I'm
either.
still cricketing. Well, I ain't cricketing. I don't know how long, but my
Girl,
mind is
Lisa
still
told me,
there.
she said, girl, if you do one more of those things before you call the vinyl place. And I said, okay. And I did. I found, and then this was so easy. I'm like, oh, praise Jesus.
See, moving on up. That's
Yeah.
why prices increase.
Yeah.
Because things work out better. But
Yeah.
before we go on, because I know I want to keep it just a little bit longer, just for Q and
It's
A.
fine. Yeah.
But before we go into Q&A, I like what Lynette said, y'all. If y'all don't forget to hit that like button. If y'all like this, hit the like button and please share
Yeah.
it out. All right. Hello to everybody that's coming in. I appreciate y'all watching. For those that are just tuning in, my name is Alethea, and I am the founder of So Much Talent. This is our Let's Talk series, and we got Nikki Griffin here, Nikki G,
Hey, I'm
with
saying
us
all the
on my
comments.
style. And we're talking about the January challenge, January workshop that she's doing this week. She's already had session one last night, and she said it's not too late to
Mm-mm.
complete session two and session three, which is Thursday and Saturday.
Saturday
Yeah.
morning. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Thursday is 7 to 9, Saturday is 11 to 1. And what I'll do for this community, for your community, Alita,
Okay.
there's a code that you can sign up for the workshop. It's called
Okay.
Workshop 75. Okay.
Workshop 75. Y'all don't
Workshop
forget it.
75, and it's a discount. Okay, so you'll
Okay.
see that. All right, it's Workshop 75. And then how about, and if you come to, like, if you do it tonight, you can come to the workshop Thursday and Saturday. Then
Hmm.
how about we do something just for your group, and it'll be like what we missed Tuesday, you know.
Okay.
We can do that. But if you want to come to the workshop, just use the code workshop 75.
Okay.
And when you register, you can just like normal. So go to my site,
Okay.
sewingmystyle.com, and go to the blog post, and you'll see all the information about January, and then all the
Um,
buttons to register. Use the code workshop 75. You'll get a discount on the workshop. And then what we'll do, we'll come back.
mhm.
And if you don't already have a kit, you'll get a kit with this.
Okay.
Okay. All
All
right.
right. So
Yeah, so we'll
I'm
get
trying to see
that.
where I got it in here where we can do this again. Cause,
Okay.
but yeah, but let me know what you have in mind. Just inbox me, and
Okay.
I'll set it up and we'll make it happen. So I appreciate you doing that. And
Yeah.
so for those of you that are watching right now, hey Kasia, hey Risha, but those of you that caught this live and want to get in on that the January kit workshop. Say it again.
Workshop 75. So if
Workshop
someone would
75.
type can I do it? Can I type in here? Chat with everyone in the studio. Is that right?
Yeah, should be.
Okay. Sewing my style. Uh-oh.
So in the meantime, while she's typing that in, do any of you have questions for Nikki? I don't want to keep her too much longer. This just got good, y'all. I didn't
I know.
expect to be here this late, but Nikki was happy to do this for us and to share some tips. I hope you got some things out of this. I think you did a private chat with me.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Okay. So I didn't do, wait a minute. It's not, I didn't finish it yet. It said chat with everyone. Am I not on the right? Yeah, this is my first time doing StreamYard.
Sorry, y'all, blocked myself out.
Oh, wait a minute. That's chat with you.
Uh-oh, did I
Now
knock you
I'm doing
out, Nikki?
what?
Oh Lord. Here, unmute. Oh.
Okay, don't tell
Oh
me to do
Lord.
nothing. I'm here. I'm here. Don't tell me to do nothing.
Wait a minute. Hang on. Let me get you back in here. I'm gonna send you out and
You
then you come
can't hear
back in,
me?
okay?
You can't hear me?
Here. Come back in.
Okay.
Can y'all hear me? Okay? Because I don't think I'm muted. Let me know if you can hear me. I was trying to tap on that private chat. Can you all hear me okay? Oh, you can hear me? Okay, good, good. All right, awesome. Hi, Mary. Kay, Gloria, hello, hello, hello. Hey, Nancy. Thank y'all for coming in. So listen, so Workshop 75. Hey, Wanda. Workshop 75 is your code if you want to get in on the January kit. Hey, Tiffany.
Okay. So what
Welcome back
happened? You
to the
couldn't hear
stage,
me?
Nikki. Oh,
You couldn't hear me?
oh Lord, we can't hear you still.
For real?
It didn't work this time, y'all.
Oh no. It says I'm in the
What did
show.
we do?
Everyone can see and hear me.
Edit mic settings. Lord Jesus.
I can hear you. I can hear you. Oh man, this sucks.
I don't know. I'm gonna kick you out one more time.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
you hear us both? You hear both?
Yeah. You can't hear me.
You can hear Nikki? Why can't I hear?
It's your.
Okay. It's me this time. Here, let me get out. Let me go out and then how do I do this?
No, if you go out, you. Oh well, it's just us, y'all. Can she come back in? If she owned the thing. This is so funny. Well, she told me I need to use StreamYard. I'm gonna see. Okay, so if someone would type in the chat, since that didn't work for me last time, if someone would type in the chat, in the comments. Wait a minute. Let me go. If someone would
I
type
don't know what I did.
can you hear now? We can hear you.
I can't hear.
Oh,
No.
your microphone is muted. Okay. Okay.
Lord have mercy.
Okay.
Okay, Lord Jesus, fix
Can
it.
you hear now? You can't hear still?
All right, so let's see.
Okay. Lynette, type sewingmystyle.com.
Uh,
Go to the blog posts
all right, so
about January. And when you register for the workshop,
I don't know.
workshop 75 is the code. Thank you, Lynette.
Let me see here. Yeah, I don't know what I did. All right, so you said unmute my mic. It's
There you go.
unmuted.
Okay. We hear you.
All right. Lord have mercy.
I'm sorry.
I don't know what I did. Okay, I'm gonna send you out again and then let you come back in. I
Okay.
don't know if that's gonna help. Oh, y'all. Hopefully that'll get her back in. All right. So in the meantime, if y'all have questions, type your questions in. Maybe it's time to shut it down. Yeah, I don't know what happened. If we can get Nikki back in. But yeah, can you hear me okay? I think we're in now.
Okay, you good?
Oh, I thought I had it.
Oh no.
I don't know. I'm so sorry.
Oh well, so you can't. Yeah, can y'all hear? Everybody, she's the one that can't hear then. Is that right? Wanda, my
I'm playing
website is
around with it, y'all.
sewingmystyle.com.
Okay. Y'all, I don't have a clue what happened. So if y'all can hear me, sorry about the questions. We won't be able to do the questions. But
Sorry.
Nikki, I thank you so much
You're welcome.
for being here. I appreciate you. Sorry
Y'all
we
see
had
how
to
we
end this way.
communicate?
But y'all, please remember the workshop 75 for those of you that were here. So you can take advantage of the January kit that is for limited time. All right. What's the name of Nikki's group? Type in what group because I can't hear.
Atlanta Sewing Style.
All
Kasia's
right.
in
So
it.
sassy Elizabeth.
Yeah,
Um,
Keisha's in
I love the
the
quality of the
group.
denim.
Hey, Elizabeth. Elizabeth, I got your email. Okay, workshop 75 is the code to register for the workshop, and you show up tomorrow and Saturday. Atlanta Sewing Style is the name of the group, and it's on IG, Atlanta Sewing Style. And my website is Sewing My Style.
Let's
Thank you,
see.
Wanda, for putting it in there. All right, cool. So sorry, Aletha, you're
All right. So did that answer everybody's question? It's good.
yeah,
All right, Nikki, thank
yeah.
you so much. I love you.
Love you. Bye,
Y'all
y'all.
have a good night. Thank y'all, everybody, for
Bye.
watching. Y'all have a good night.